We all know who the Uchiha clan is and how they are probably one of the coolest and most powerful clans in the entire Naruto series. They have shown the Sharingan is one thing every shinobi wants. I mean, just look at Danzo. But you have to ask, who is the strongest Uchiha? Well, in this video, we'll be talking and explaining the top 10 strongest Uchihas. And keep in mind, we won't be talking about people like Indra since he is technically part of the Otsutsuki clan, as well as Shin Uchiha since he is bioengineered by Orochimaru. And starting off the list at number 10 comes in Tajima Uchiha, the father of Uzuna and Madara Uchiha. Although we actually don't get to see much of his abilities in the series, Tajima will most likely be stronger than your average clan member. He was able to raise 2 strong members for their clan, and that's quite a feat. And also seeing he was able to become old in an era where most children die on the battlefield, and just like other people on his list that have the Sharingan, he's also a practitioner of Kenjutsu. And that brings us to number 9, Naruto Uchiha. Now you probably haven't heard of Naruto Uchiha before, and that's because she only appeared in episode 338 of the anime. She deserves to be on this list and above Tajima Uchiha simply because she already unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan with a very unique floral design. Not only that, Naruto was able to use Izanami, the clan's Kenjutsu that can trap or target an infinite Genjutsu. Another feat that she has that she wasn't affected by Uchiha's curse of hatred. Only a few people have bypassed this curse, and they are Itachi, Kagami, Shisui, and her, which might be a hint at how strong she really is. If we saw more of her, she might be ranked higher, but since she only appeared in one episode, she has to stay here. Moving in at number 8, we have Kagami Uchiha. Kagami is a Jonin and is one of Tobirama's escort units along with Danzo, where he even saved Danzo a few times with his Sharingan. What's even more interesting is that he's actually Sisui's ancestor, and Shisui even admitted that Kagami was stronger than he is. Although we can never confirm this, we only saw Kagami use the Sharingan, and he was never seen fighting as well. But he does deserve to be this high on this list because being a Uchiha and being respected by Tobirama is a legendary feat that only this man can achieve. He must have been quite the shinobi if Tobirama, the Uchiha racist himself, didn't mind him being in his escort unit. Next up at number 7, we have Fugaku Uchiha, Itachi and Sasuke's father, as well as the chief of Konoha's military police force, and the leader of Uchiha clan at that time. He was so strong that he was chosen as a candidate to become the 4th Hokage, and was even said to be on par with the Yellow Flash. On the battlefield, he was called Wicked Eye Fugaku because how he could utilize his Sharingan. He had the Mangekyo Sharingan and he was so strong that he said he would be able to control the Nine Tails with it. Even Itachi didn't want to fight him, and you could even say that he was able to stop his son from massacring their entire clan. Sadly, he did die at the hands of his own son without ever fighting back. And that brings us to number 6, Izuna Uchiha. Izuna is Madara's brother and was regarded as Uchiha clan's strongest member along with him during their time. He was quite literally on par with Madara before his death. Although he was killed by Tobirama, who's literally on another level, Izuna was able to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, and through his eyes, Madara was able to unlock the internal Mangekyo Sharingan. Much like the others on his list, he only had a short amount of screen time, but fighting and most likely ending it with a stalemate against the future 1st and 2nd Hokage is not something to scoff at. His fire release was so strong that when his Great Fireball hit Tobirama's Water Dragon Bullet, Tobirama's technique just evaporated. Next up at number 5, we have Shisui Uchiha, another Uchiha who was regarded as one of the strongest of his time and was called Shisui of the Body Flicker. He was so good at using the Body Flicker technique that he was able to bypass any sensory ninja and not leave any hint of his presence. He was also a member of the Anbu, and Shisui could use Fire, Lightning, Wind, and Yin release. Shisui was also the best when it came to Genjutsu because even his most basic techniques were so dangerous that Danzo had to use Izanagi. But perhaps his most iconic ability is the Kodo Matsukame, which traps his target in the most strongest Genjutsu to the point where they don't even notice they're in an illusion in the first place. Kodo Matsukame was strong enough for Kabuto to lose to Itachi when he was reincarnated. And speaking of Itachi Uchiha, we all know who this guy is. He's coming at number 4, the man, the legend, Itachi Uchiha, the clan murderer. At age 12, he was already a captain with the Anbu, and he is one, if not the best Genjutsu user of all time. We all know if he wasn't holding back, he could have killed Sasuke a long time ago. Through this man joining the Akatsuki, he was able to single-handedly protect his brother and village. And he was so feared that most characters see him as the only thing stopping them from making their schemes work. Just ask Orochimaru and Kabuto. He could use fire, water, wind, yin, and yang release, as well as his Mangekyo Sharingan awaken. His Susanoo even had the Sword of Totsuka, which had the sealing abilities, as well as the Yada Mirror, which can reflect any attack. In the Chunin exam written test, he has the 2nd highest score in history, only behind Minato. This man is a legend, and if genius was a person, it would be Itachi Uchiha. But that's enough about Itachi. Let's talk about our number 3 spot, Obito Uchiha. Obito may not have been a genius, but he sure turned into a monster. Not only did he control an entire village along with the 4th Mizukage, but he was able to trick everyone into thinking that he was two different people. In his prime, he could control the Ten Tails, beat up the 3 most powerful Hokages, overpower the 2 MCs, and even surpass Hashirama Senju himself. He even had the access to becoming the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Naruto said that Minato had no chance of defeating Obito in his current state, and if he wanted to, he did have the ability to destroy the entire Shinobi allied forces. With the use of his Rinnegan, he was able to recreate the 6 Paths of Pain, but this time use the Jinchurikis, which is just one massive flex. But this is what happens when you push a hero too far and let them become the villain. In number 2, Sasuke Uchiha. At top 2, though it may surprise some of you, Sasuke might not actually be the strongest Uchiha of all time, but let's focus on Sasuke for now. You see, basically, Sasuke has almost every hack that was given to all Uchihas except Genjutsu. You could even say that Sasuke is a power type Uchiha. He's one of the 2 Uchihas who have used perfect Susanoo, but a Susanoo can use Injurious Arrow, which can blow apart an entire mountain and change the landscape. He also has space-time Jujutsu, as well as the Eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. But what's more amazing than all that is Sasuke is able to fight on par with a full-powered Naruto who's able to make shadow clones of fully manifested Nine Tails. Lastly, at our number 1 spot, the legend himself, Madara Uchiha, the strongest Uchiha to ever exist. This is not a joke. He was able to fight on par against a person who's literally called the God of Shinobi. Even the Kage were afraid of Madara. Madara was able to become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, where he was so overpowered the plot had to kick in just for him to be defeated. And even when he wasn't a Jinchuriki, he threw 2 meteors that was about to destroy the entire Shinobi Alliance all by himself. This man was so strong that his mere presence made every Shinobi freeze in place. Who better to call the strongest Uchiha than Madara himself? So that's my list for the top 10 strongest Uchihas of all time. Who do you think should have been number 1, or do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this one.